There's some good music out right now. Tame Impala, Mick Jenkins, Jay Worthy, Dave East, Mobb Deep, Dolla, and more. What up, YouTube? It's your boy ZayTV, and today we're gonna get into some music I've been listening to lately that I think you guys need to hear. We need to talk about Jay Worthy. Jay Worthy is on a cold run right now. Jay Worthy dropped Once Upon a Time September 26th of this year, and this album was hard, bro. He dropped this plus a second part 2 album called Once Upon a Time 2, and these two projects right here are just bringing back like the G-Funk era, West Coast, like just that West Coast sound, and mixing it with today's sound. And this combination of like classic soulful samples, West Coast G-Funk bounce music has just been a beautiful, beautiful combination. Jay Worthy's visuals for this album has been fire. The features for this album have been fire. And I've been listening to both of these albums just nonstop every day. Definitely music to roll to. He starts this album off with an introduction from Freeway Rick Ross. That's the person who Franklin Saint was created to kind of embody, represent in Snowfall. And the narration by Freeway Rick Ross was just pretty cool. Like just hearing him, how the way he talks about Worthy, like Jay Worthy just sounds like a complete Compton legend in this. He definitely represents Compton, Bompton a lot in both of these projects. Off the first album, Once Upon a Time, I really messed with The Only One featuring Kamaya and Cardo Got Wings. Jay Worthy definitely was flowing on that Cardo Got Wings beat. He has an E40 feature, O3 Greedo, Wiz Khalifa, Boldy James, Conway the Machine, and my favorite one of them all might have to be the last song called The Outcome, featuring Alchemist, Westside Gun, Dave East, and Absol, bro. They all just kind of take turns just spitting and doing their shit on that song, and it's just fire, bro. Just fire, bro. Larry June, fire album all around. Definitely a fan of that. Once Upon a Time 2 is pretty much a continuation of the first one, like maybe like a side A, side B kind of thing. But you got features from Wale the Sensei, Bun B. Bun B comes in on Live 95 and definitely goes crazy. Mac 10, OGZ, Be Legit, Currency, Rock Marciano, West Side Boogie. I'll Be Fine by West Side Boogie has to be one of my favorite songs between both of the albums. I'm a huge West Side Boogie fan. Anything West Side Boogie, I'm all over it. And it's just fire, bro. You got features from Thundercat, Ice-T, DJ Muggs. It's like, bro, who wasn't on these albums, bro? Who did Jay Worthy not feature? Production top tier, content top tier, everything about both of these albums top tier. Mick Jenkins and British producer Emil dropped A Murder of Crows on September 19th. Mick Jenkins is just a complete wordsmith and almost poet. Throughout this album, you're getting Mick Jenkins using crazy wordplay, double entendres, all just whatever you want to call it, man. Mick Jenkins does a great job at just flowing over Emil's beats in this album. He's really good at creating his own hooks. He doesn't really need a feature. He has a couple features from artists that I'm really not very hip to, or I don't know, like Any. Also, Kaylin Arnold. Not many features. The production by Emil is very in the pocket and realm of Mick Jenkins. It definitely reminds me of his last album, which was The Patient. Mick Jenkins brings so much passion and emotion into his raps and the content that he talks about. He almost dives into the mind of like your everyday man or black man at least, and criticizes the black community, criticizes himself, talks about the struggles of ego and just deep subjects, but really weaving them together with like his wordplay in a way that I probably am failing to explain, but I just really, really like this album. Mick Jenkins sings on it. He's rapping on it. He goes high. He goes low. It's everything you can ask for, man. It's about grinding. It's about not having this. It's about getting that. It's about perspectives. It's just higher level thinking. This album is by Mick Jenkins, and I love it. I appreciate it. Been slapping it a lot. Mick Jenkins, A Murder of Crows. Mobb Deep released their latest album called Infinite, and this project is a collaboration between Havoc and Alchemist, Raekwon, and a couple others, continuing the legacy of Prodigy, who passed away. I'm very hesitant to give my thoughts on this because I almost feel like a guest in the house of Mobb Deep in almost this era of hip-hop. I'm 22. I'm a little young for like the Mobb Deep era, that around that time, like the early 90s, 2000s. And I just didn't come up really listening to too much Mobb Deep besides like Shook Ones, maybe like one or two other songs I may know by Mobb Deep, but I'm very uneducated when it comes to these guys. I just found out that Prodigy, half of Mobb Deep, passed away in 2017. I didn't even know that they're taking his vocals on this album and kind of continuing it, finishing up some old songs, and that it was mostly put together by, Alchemist and Havoc. That just blew my mind because I just found out about this, and I've been listening to this like it's been two guys the whole time. I'm not even sure exactly which voice is which, I'm so uneducated. But bro, this album is hard. The production by Alchemist is top tier. You get songs that literally sound like they're from the 90s. I can't even tell that Prodigy passed away by listening to this album. You know what I mean? You have beautiful vocals from Georgia Smith on Down For You, featuring Nas and Georgia Smith. Nas blessed this album 2 times with 2 features on also Pour the Hennessy. This was an experience like I was entering like the past almost, or like, I don't know, just getting a taste of that era, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to go down the rabbit hole of Mobb Deep and really get more familiar. And it's crazy because I'm a big like West Side Gun fan, Griselda fan, Dave East. There's a lot of rappers I listen to today that sound like this, that rap over production like this. Conductor, Alchemist, they make a lot of songs that sound like this album. You know what I mean? Crazy experience and a crazy revelation to find out that Prodigy is not even alive, and I just feel like, dang, I need to do my research. I need to go to school real quick. You know what I mean? One of my favorite tracks, definitely Down For You with Georgia Smith, Easy Bruh. Taj Mahal, the beat on Taj Mahal is top tier fire, bro. Ty Dolla $ign's new album Tycoon released October 17th. Now this has been my rolling in the whip music, you know what I'm saying? Very easy to listen to. Just throw that thing on, play it. Something for the ladies, something for the, for the bros. This is kind of like summertime, but in the winter though. Like this is almost like some summer music. You get Ty Dolla $ign in his deep R&B bag. You get him in his club bag as usual. Ty Dolla $ign plus feature equals banger. That is the formula. Ty Dolla $ign plus feature equals banger. Put Ty Dolla $ign on any feature, it's a banger, man. This album was very enjoyable, very easy to listen to. You get very West Coast sound, you know what I'm saying? West Coast beats. It just sounds like we kind of like outside. And then, you get your like sensual R&B stuff, little baby girl talk, you feel me? Ty Dolla $ign just being Ty Dolla $ign. I really like this song called Smile Body Pretty Face with Kodak Black. Kodak Black is singing on there, and it's just like Kodak Black, bro. You can't go wrong. Features some Juicy J, Quavo, ASAP Rocky, YG, Tory Lanez, Kodak Black, Lil Baby, Young Thug, 2 Chainz, Tyga, Destroy Lonely, Rich the Kid, Leon Thomas, Travis Scott, Chloe. Who's not on this album, bro? Don't Kill the Party featuring Quavo and Juicy J is so hard, bro. Quavo did his thing on there. Quavo is another one of those artists that he drops a feature and he just don't miss. Which featuring 2 Chainz and Tyga is so hard, and I thought Chris Brown was featuring on it when I listened to it, because the beginning he sounds like Chris Brown, but it was really Ty Dolla $ign. On Repeat featuring Destroy Lonely and Rich the Kid, he takes on like the almost like the rage music type beat, like the Playboy Cardi kind of Destroy Lonely. He like takes on that beat, and it's not really my sound, but he executes it well, and he like fits in that pocket. He is very versatile throughout this album. Dave East dropped his latest album, Karma 4. This album by Dave East was definitely good. I definitely enjoyed it. It's 26 songs, an hour 8 minutes long. Definitely a little too long for my liking, but nonetheless, there were some gems in this album, man. Some gems. You got features from Stove God Cooks, Key Glock, Jeremiah, Larry June, Wiz Khalifa, Mozzie, Nipsey Hussle, Jacquees. Dave East has a very distinctive, like almost scratchy, New York sounding ass voice. and I fuck with it, bro. Throughout this album, you get some very jazz sounding samples from production like Harry Fraud. On Shooter Block, very soulful. You also get very trap sounding albums where Dave East gets in his bag and starts rapping kind of fast. My favorite songs are gonna have to be the more slower sample focused songs like Respectfully featuring Larry June. The sample on there is just so beautiful, and Larry June and Dave East just ride that beat so beautifully. Bottega's another song featuring Stove God Cooks where Dave is like almost singing and Stove God is also almost singing. And if you know me, you know I love a Stove God Cooks feature. Stove God Cooks is undefeated when it comes to features. I stand on that. And the loop on this song is really nice. It's just a simple loop with Dave East just doing his thing, Stove God doing their things. I'm not the one, I'm the one, not the two, baby. Just hard, bro. On Met Gala featuring Key Glock, Dave East slides onto a Key Glock type beat, and it's more of like that bouncy like Texas kind of like Big X the Plug sound that Key Glock raps on, and it just works, bro. Key Glock did his thing on Met Gala. Overall, I would say there was a lot of forgetful songs on there. However, the gems that were on there are bangers in my opinion. Tame Impala dropped his latest album called Deadbeat. Bro, this album is so fire, bro. I literally have never listened to a full Tame Impala album in my life. I just know his popular songs, The Less I Know The Better, and the one where he's like, new me, same old changes, new me, same old self, I'm not sure. But this album right here was fire, bro. Tame Impala is so talented. Just the first track alone, he sucks you in with this crazy beat drop on My Old Ways. The beat just comes in and goes dun 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 dun. It's like a mix of like techno, psychedelic, EDM, house music, almost R&B, singing. It's just a combination. I can't even really put a genre on it, you know what I mean? The way he produces his music, it's just like so funky and like almost like psychedelic, and it's like, bro, I would love to go see this in concert. I actually went to a concert yesterday and seen these DJs called Justice, and they had a lot of like Tame Impala samples, a lot of Tame Impala collaborations they were playing. And bro, that Tame Impala high note, bro, if you know what I'm talking about, it just hits, bro. This whole thing was so cool to listen to. I just hit play driving at work, bro. Listen to the whole thing. Fire album. Gonna be listening to this all throughout the rest of this year for sure. My favorite songs are gonna have to be My Old Ways, Dracula, Loser, and Not My World. That's all I have for you guys today. This is just pretty much what I've been listening to lately and been enjoying. There's a couple other things that I've been listening to, but these are the albums that I really want to speak on the most. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These videos are really time consuming to make and edit. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to do these consistently, maybe even weekly. So thank you guys for watching. Rose TV, we are out.